Hi, I'm Allie Merriam. It's Thursday, April 11th, and here are the top headlines on Pop Sugar right now. Jay-Z and Beyonce Knowles' trip to Cuba had some politicians up in arms owing to the complicated U.S.-Cuba relationship and America's very restrictive Cuba travel terms. While Jay-Z was not too happy to hear certain politicians calling for an investigation, he released a new track today called Open Letter, which he crafted with pals Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. Jay didn't mince words in the track, which you can hear in full on his website Life and Times. We have an excerpt about what he had to say to the politicians.
Politicians never did shit for me, except lie to me to start history. Wanna give me jail time and a fine? Fine, let me commit a real crime.
Now, Ryan Murphy is the mastermind behind TV shows Glee, American Horror Story, and The New Normal, and he's got another project headed to the small screen. He's teaming up with a writer from Dexter to bring a new show called Open to HBO. The series is described as an exploration of sexuality and relationships. Casting has not yet started, and news of Open comes as Ryan preps for another HBO project. He's overseeing an adaptation of the play The Normal Heart for HBO as well. The world's most visited museum, the Louvre in Paris, is closing temporarily due to striking workers who have walked out because of what they see as unsafe conditions at the museum. Apparently, pickpockets are prevalent inside the Louvre, and the staff have witnessed escalating violence in the thieves' tactics, including kicking and spitting. Some scary stuff. Yesterday, we reported that NBC was in talks with Alec Baldwin to take over their 1:30 a.m. late night spot, which is currently occupied by host Carson Daly. Well, it does not seem to have worked out for Alec this time because NBC announced that they've re-signed Carson for another season. Today's top story takes us to London, where Angelina Jolie attended a G8 meeting along with many world leaders, including U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and British Foreign Secretary William Hague. In this video from ITV, we can see Angelina's arrival and greeting from Secretary William Hague. Angelina was there to address world leaders about sexual violence in war zones. Angelina's speech had notes of joy, as she was able to thank the leaders for their resolution to consider rape in conflicts a war crime in violation of the Geneva Convention. Various countries have banded together to provide over $35 million in funds to efforts preventing sexual violence. And we can see part of Angelina's address in this video from ITN News.
I have heard survivors of rape from Bosnia to the DRC say that they feel that the world simply does not care about them. And who could blame them? For too long, they have been the forgotten victims of war, responsible for none of the harm, but bearing the worst of the pain. But today, I believe their voices have been heard, and that we finally have some hope to offer them.
Angelina and William were together last month as well. Through her role as Special Envoy for the United Nations Human Rights Council, the two were just in Africa to speak with victims in the Congo. It's been a very, very busy few weeks for Angelina. After her Africa trip, she was in LA with her fiancé Brad Pitt and their 6 children, but soon obligations brought her to New York City. And in New York, she was able to explore the city with her sons Pax and Knox and attend the 2013 Women in the World Summit, where she spoke about another global issue near to her heart, girls' education. And as for Brad, he's busy too. He has World War Z out in theaters this June, and his next project just got a release date. He's teaming up with End of Watch director David Ayer on Fury, a story about a group of soldiers in World War II, which will be out in November 2014. Shooting, meanwhile, is expected to begin in September. I'm Allie Merriam. Thanks.